been a while. I know. I had to move. There was things going on and all that type of fiasco. Okay? But you know what? The fact of the matter, I'm here. Okay? So today, what we're going to talk about is, I got a couple of topics here. But there's one that I want to put out there, very important, where people get mixed up at things. If somebody comes to you for a service, okay, you charge them a price, okay? Either they pay it or they don't. I'm going to talk about the thing with the friends and the money, and then your relationship, which is your godparent or your godfather or your mother or your father, because that's what we become. Okay, and that's the type of relationship. But when we create a friendship, as everything said, loi and all that other kind of stuff, it doesn't matter. We could go dancing to the clubs, to do that, to the bump, to the bump. Okay, that's the friendship part of the religion. The second part is the spiritual, because let me tell you something. When it's spiritual, we're supposed to conduct ourselves in a certain way. So there's a different relationship between the two. If you are my friend, okay, and we have an issue, if you're my goddaughter at the same time, am I coming in or on to you as the friendship or the spiritual leader? Because I'm going to tell you one thing. If my mother, okay, or meaning my mother Consul, which is the mother that gave me the rattle, she comes and she starts doing certain things to me that I don't like, I'm going to just approach her about it. But that don't mean I need to be away from her, okay? Because things happen. People is people. Either we're going to get down or we're not going to get. It is what it is. I can go to somebody else's house and I can say, oh no, I can't do this for whatever reason, and then I'm going to leave. Okay? But everybody deals with a circumstance, situation on their own. Okay? Also remember this, and this is for all the ones out there who've been getting by. Readings are $77. Okay? And that's for 45 minutes. 103 is for ancestors, lois, and all that other kind of stuff. Now, if you give me that money, you're going to get your hometown, where the lois come from, what's in your court, all of that you're going to get. But when my lips get dry and I have to take a sip, that's going to be an extra price. The thing is that the readings, you just don't understand how draining they are. You guys probably think that, oh yeah, he comes on here and he's fine, and then this and that, and then he's just going to cut it off and his ass just made his money and he's gone. No, I'm actually exhausted because I have to put myself out of myself. It sounds weird, but it is. It's called performing for the camera. Then it comes just you being you. But honey, there's only but so much that I can hold back. So if you're getting confused with the prices, I end up every series I do or videos I do, and it ends with both my emails and my contact numbers. Okay? And my YouTube. If you choose not to use any of those ways to contact me, it's not on me. Okay? There's other Hougans out there and mumbles that's charging people $100 and something. Then it just feel like this. I'm embarrassed. And I felt like that earlier. Because you know what? The people around me has been telling me that. Chris, you're not charging enough. Your readings take too long. They need to give you more money. I'm not in it for the money. That's the problem that I've had. Okay? But now, honey, excuse me, guys. But now, I see clearly. You know why? Because I went in 2004 to get my master's degree. When I say master's degree, that means this. And when I'm in it, you're going to get all of it. Okay? So, when you get a master's degree, you go on to a place where it's time to get interviews or, things like that. You're going to ask for a good job that has something to do with your degree. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. I worked as a hairdresser for 22 years. I know people. You don't even have to answer for me to look or to think that Jill was just whispering in my ear. I know. I pay attention to body language, eyes, and tell whether you have a witchcraft on you or what's your problem. Because if you come into my chair, most of them used to tell me, oh, my kid's about to have a daughter, or my this. It was all delicious. They paid their money, they went home. So why can't it be the same way in the voodoo? Why am I not being aggressive enough with telling, no, look, that candle is going to cost you $15, especially if I charge it for you. Oh, but I can't go home and burn it. My people don't believe it's like that. You want me to hold on to it, to burn to it? Boom. That's going to be $20. Because that means I got to look at your candle every day. It's fair. It's fair. Okay? It's just fair. So if anybody is out there that doesn't understand this, contact me via email, text, or call me. Now, the saints and the conceptions. Okay, let me tell you why the saints. Yep. The saints and the lois, why is that? Where is that collaboration, and why did they even do that? Well, if you know anything about Haiti or slavery or anything like that, you should already know why. Because the people that wanted to go back to do their roots and stuff like that, the white man was like, no more. You're going to turn into a complete other different thing, because here we're Catholic. Okay? No matter what. So let's not see you do all these little powders and dolls and all this, whatever law stuff that they had in time. Okay? So they said, oh, okay, let me see something here. How can we trick them to make them think that we're doing something else? Okay? Get me my hurricane lamp. Right over there. The big one. Yeah? Okay, now, just imagine we in the 1800s or whatever and stuff like that. Now, this is oil. What you call it? You can use it indoor, outdoor.
Lamp oil.
Oh, lamp oil, okay? No, paraffin oil. You know what I'm saying? That type of oil that you use, and then you have the long wick. Okay, let me tell you now how you can fool somebody with this. So this one, I have paraffin wax inside of paraffin oil, in it. And this one, what we do, okay, now this is just a jar. It's not the one with the little designs and all that kind of stuff. But whoever made this, they glittered it up and all kinds of stuff. But Do you know that you could do a work with this and nobody never know what you're doing? So this is where they understood where the master didn't know what was going, but the petition was right under the lamp, and they didn't know, because it's like, why does this nigga have this hurricane lamp right there? They didn't get into all to that. And excuse me, guys, about the nigga word and all this stuff like that, but this is how they used to talk. So I have my candle. That's one of my faces. Okay. Give me that paper, the one right there on top of the thing. Not the whole thing, just the thing. Okay. For example, they say that this is Saint Alonso Ignigo de la Hoya. Okay? Somebody may like this picture, or somebody may not like this picture. Do you know that this picture can represent Bawon, Agede, whoever, your ancestors? This is all this represents, because Bawon is the one in charge of this cemetery. So if you look at this and you're saying to yourself, well, why would he look like Bawon? First of all, there goes the cross on the wall. Now this is why the people are looking at to say that this is what this is. Me personally, I'm not a fan of the picture, but I'm trying to tell you, where is it that the person or who created this or whatever is saying, why did they call him Agidi or Bawon? Here's another thing they would say. It's because his robe is black and the ink is probably back. Okay? So who's in charge of the cemetery? It's like asking, where do I go to get to Dr. Webster? Or is it? And they say to you, oh, the third floor. Okay. So now the third floor you went up and you went to go see Bawon. But it's actually Dr. Richard or something like that. It's all about how you see the spirit. Don't worry about what's traditional and not. I'm going to tell you this. If I open somebody's altar, okay, I'm going to do it traditional style. But then I'm going to let you have your flair. But I'm not going to give you a freda that we didn't grow it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Out of the respect for the ancestors. Okay? The pictures that we use for the Ogu, the pictures that we use for Freda, Lasilen, Agwe, all of these people, all these spirits. All of them, you see them, some kind of thing. Lasilen, you'll see her a boat. Okay? Or some type of coming out of the water look. As a matter of fact, give me my book where I got all my pictures so I can show y'all, okay, what I'm working with. Because I know there's some people out there that's saying, I wish you could say it more. But I need, I got it. I got it. This is a juicy one, guys. Real juicy. One thing about us Hougans, sometimes we're not always organized. There's so much things going on. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Now, for instance, this is Saint Benito. Okay? He's a Gedi. You can put him as Mazakalakwa, Tracé Fouillé, et Tipis la Croix, all Ti Secrétaire. The image now, why did they say that he looks like Bawon? I mean, not Bawon, one of the Giddies. Because the Diged is one of the dead. It's a spirit from the cemetery. So now he has the cross in his hands that makes him like a Gedi. We also know that he is either a dark-skinned man or black. Okay? But he looks like somebody that can look like a Gedi. So if you walk into somebody's house and you look into their altar and there you see Saint Benedito, and it's like this, that's a Gedi. Now when you go to somebody's house and you see the picture looks like this, there's a problem. Okay? This spirit now is a problem. He's working. That's when we can say he's working. Now when he's finished his job, now we can turn him around over. Or that's why we always work on clients, okay, with these pictures, have them laminated or whatever so that they don't get damaged and stuff. Or you finish with your petition, you done with it. Now you go deposit it where you need to go to. But just don't take the picture and just throw it to the side and be like, oh, okay, I'm done with that work, so I don't need that picture. Okay, fine. That's on you, okay? Now, let's see a picture of this one here. Some people say this is Mambo Aizan, okay? Or the spirit clarity of light. Okay? Now, why would somebody say that this is Mambo Aizan? Where do you see? This is the reason. Remember the thing I said in the beginning. It says Saints' conceptions with the Loi. What do we look for that says that this is particular spirit? Because that's what I see. She looks like a saint, and I would go to her for clarity. But I can't put her next to Saint Joseph and say that that's the husband and this is Papa Loco and Mambo Aizan. I personally would use Mambo Aizan in Saint Lucy. Okay? Because of the shredded palm that's right across her chest. Okay? But that's what I see. And so 100 other people could have seen this and said, I don't care, he don't know what he's talking about. We were raised to know that St. Clair is Mambo Aizan and this is and that. It's not going to change. So that's why I said, you know what, Chris? Don't take away nobody's choices. This happened a long time ago where I would say, Chris, give them a choice. You know why? Because I saw that. I said, for instance, why does all these spirits that I know, they're white, but they're actually African black spirits. Why do they look white? Because that's what they were taught, okay, long time ago. And it's going on for generation to generation to generation to generations. So now we're in a different decade, okay? So it's time, okay, for some changes. That doesn't mean that we're not how you say that again? Not focused on the regulations and stuff like that. But if you think that Saint Lucy looks like Saint Clair, then that's you. That's how you feel. That's what you use. Okay? Now, I just did Saint Benito. Another thing a lot of people have misconceptions about too as well. Okay? Okay, this is what I call free choice. Okay, this is not a regular picture of Saint Jacques de Salines or Papa Ogu. This can be an Ogu, but it's in your eyes that you see the Ogu. You see what I'm saying? I can't come to you and tell you, oh, that's not Ogu, and that's how you want to build your altar. But if you say to me, check out this picture, I'm going to say, it looks like an Ogu. It looks like an Ogu. So if the person says, can I put that in my altar? You sure can. But me, So I suggest that you have the original near it, out of tradition. That's all I'm saying, is keeping the tradition alive. Okay? So now, here's another one too that people have looked at. La Sirène and the difference between the Caída del Cobre. Okay? Here is Le Cabria. Here is La Caída del Cobre. Okay? This is what they call for La Sirène. Okay? I see La Sirène in here if you live in your head. I do. But you know, in my eyes, when I look at my La Sirène, a mermaid, or anything like that, I want to see a dress. I want to see Santeria, Yemaya, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And that's exactly what I use. That's my Mon La Sirène, is my La Sirène, okay? And that's the one that I use. And for me, I was lucky that a long time ago, I had somebody, a botanica, that said, or that had that picture of La Sirène on her side with a blue dress. That is a mermaid to me, okay? But that's the mermaid in me, in my eyes. Somebody else may say, La Caída del Cobre is Mon La Sirène Yemanya. That's on you. But I believe in a different way. And that's why I always tell you, have choice. When somebody takes your choice away, that's when it becomes a problem. But if you have a child, okay, and you their godfather, and when you hear me talking like that, when I say child and father, I'm not talking about a baby or anything like that. I'm talking about people in the house it's related to, okay? You guys seen me do this video before. You know my language, so you should know me by now, okay? So when I say the children, that's what you come to me for. What can I do? Is this appropriate? When do I do this? When not supposed to do it. Okay? So that's what I was saying to you. It's about the choice. Here goes again. They call this Metcafu. This is Saint Andre. Okay? And they say he's Metcafu. Okay? Now, if you're going to sit there and say, why do they call that Metcafu? You ask a Haitian person or whatever said that, oh, that's Saint Andre. You know, he helps you with obstacles and all that kind of stuff and everything. Guess what? So does Kafu. So does Kafu. When you have to do a negative bath or something negative and you use Metcafu, here you go right there. But in that case, it would turn into this. Okay? And the petition is written behind it. What do you want him to do? You know why they used to also say Metcafu? Look at the wooden cross on him. You see how it's an intersection right here? 4 corners. Boom. Metcafu. That makes sense to me. Okay. I have another one that they say that this is Metcafu. That doesn't make sense to me, but this is tradition. This is what it is. This wasn't a topic I was supposed to talk about today, guys, but I had to, so that's why I'm bringing it up. So please forgive me with the disorganization. Okay, you see, I don't have the other one, but it's called Saint Antoine de Bourret. Okay. He has a bunch of animals with him, and he's in a brown type robe, and he has a cane with him. But what I'm saying to you is, what makes more sense to you? how does this become Metkafu for you? Is it the cross? Is it the blue? Or is it this yellow-orange type of thing? I don't know why would you want to use it. It's just that I would tell you why I use it. Okay? Now, here's another thing. This one's right here. We're taught that this is Masatwa. I definitely Masatwa no Petwo. Now that's really who I see. The three girls of graces. I don't see them like heat Petwo. But you know why? Look at that steam right there. That makes sense to me. That it's in Petwo. Look at the cross right there. Look at the little hot burning fire, and look at the metal on the thing. You got that, Jermaine? Okay? But they look as puzzles as can be. It's like they're together, but they in three different worlds. Okay? So when you look at that, that's Maasatwa. And that's the way I was taught it. So I don't know what else I can use to represent Maasatwa. Okay? Now Maasatwa is usually in Petwo. Okay? At least from where I come from, where I console that. That because other people be like, wait a minute, that's not no kafu, that's not the debate. No, this is what represents Metkafu. It does get a little warm in here. Here we go right here. Ooh, that feels so much better. Sorry about that, guys. Here we go here. This is the biggest debate of ever. And not only that, but in Santeria and in Voodoo. Okay? In Voodoo, St. Peter, okay, can be represented as a Ligba. Okay? And why do they say? Because I learned this a long time ago, but I couldn't understand it when they taught it to me. But why? Now, as I got older into the religion, I said, boom, okay? This is why. Okay? First of all, he's old. Okay? Just like Ligba Ngada. Okay? Petwo has a lot of red in it and green. Whoa, do they? Most of the Petwo dresses are usually colorful. They look bright. They're just, you could tell. You understand what I'm saying? All it's like all the spirits are really reunited. And then he got his little key right here, and his cock. His cock behind him. That's represented is Ligba Napitwo. That makes sense to me. Okay? So, I'm going to use him. With no debate. There's nobody that can change my mind that this is Ligba Napitwo. This is not Ligba Napitwo. Okay? So, remember, you have to have a fight if you're going to debate about a picture. And if you don't have a fight, you're going to lose. Okay? Here we go with St. Lazarus. Okay? St. Lazaro they put, but St. Lazarus. Okay? This is what we call in Voodoo too, Vie Ligba. Okay? Now, why Vie Ligba? Vie means old Ligba. Because look at him. He's like 5 minutes away from death. Now, here we go. This is you see, he can be used as Ligba. No, you understand what I'm saying? To start off with. And this is what I like to use him for. Okay, because in my mind, this is how he looks like. You know what the Santeria people call him? Baba Luai. I don't know Baba Luai. But if I go into the Santeria book and see what is Baba, you're going to hear healer, doorkeeper, treatment of this, treatment of that cures certain illnesses, those kind of certain things. I know him as opening the door. Okay? That's what I see. And that's what that's what I use. And that's what I've always used. Especially my statues. Vie Ligba. Okay? There's nothing else you can convince me to say, hey, that's not Vie Ligba. Guess what? It is for me. Here we go again. Ogu Batagi, Ogu Ferai, Ogu Balenzio, all these other things. Okay? You got some people who use only this for their Ogu. No matter what side it is. This is what it is. Okay? Then you got the ones who say this one, St. George, is Ogu this. Let me tell you how it goes. So just to stop it all, okay? Look at that darkness inside that red. That's not a light red or anything like that, okay? This is St. George. This is Donto's husband. This is Ogu Batagi, okay? So when I baptize this for somebody, I'm going to put the little plastic thing, and then I'm going to baptize it, the name St. George, in the name of Ogu Batagi. And I'm going to put him right next to Donto's picture. Okay? Now, this Ogu right here is Saint Jacques de Manger. Okay? Ogu Ferai, Ogu Yemson, Ogu, you know, all the younger ones. Okay? Because that's what they seen forever. Okay? So, if you don't make a difference between the two, you could be wrong or you could be right. It just as long as it's on how you baptized it. That's what makes a difference. But let me tell you something. It ain't all about the pictures and all this other kind of stuff. This is what I try to tell people. Everybody wants to know this. They fame in this and that. Here goes Dambala's father. Hougan Chris, Saint Moïse, represented. Hougan Chris is Dambala Wedo's father. Okay? Now, I was always taught and saw that Saint Patrick was Saint Patrick that chased away the snakes in Ireland. Guess what? The snakes on foot, the green thing, changed my whole thing. Dambala to me now is Obatala. Okay? Because Obatala serves the same purposes that Dambala serves. They take care of the same things. So why not have a choice of saying, you know what? Let me use Ogu Batala instead of St. Patrick. That's your choice. I can't tell you that it's wrong. I can tell you. Now, if you came to me with a picture of this one right here, and then you tell me that that is Ogu Balinjo, that's exactly how I'm going to look for you. Always be in a situation where you have a choice. Because when I put up altar and everything and stuff like that, I put it up two ways, especially if it's not my own. Okay? Traditional way is going to be putting up your altar. But if you come and you say, oh, hey, look, I got this, so I saw this and it reminded me of that, you got to charge it. You got to clean it. You got to put this, put that. I'm not going to put everything out there. Okay? But there's a way that statues get charged. All depends on the statue and what you're using it for. Okay? Understand that. Don't think that you could go out and go buy out 2 old pictures and be like, boom, yup, and pin it in your altar. Are you nuts? Do you know how many people touched this picture before you touched it? I don't want that in my thing. So these pictures right here is the pictures that I use when people come to my house. Pictures that can be disposed of. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because that's their business that they came to take care of. Okay. Well, for now, I think it all comes to an end. There's a lot more, and it's always going to be a debate. But there's one thing I'm going to let everybody know. No one knows everything. Okay? We're still, no matter how many years you've had in the tradition, you still don't know everything. I don't know everything. So if you come to me and I heard something or I saw something, I don't know. Because I never did it or I never was around it. That's what I'm going to say. It's not because I don't want you to know. I'm just going to say, ease back a minute. Ease back. This is what I know of it. Whatever you do after that, I'm done. Because I don't want you to say, oh, Chris said, oh, Hougan Chris and Jackson, oh, Hougan Chris said. No, I didn't tell you that bullshit. That's exactly what I would do. So, now, financially, let me tell you something. La Vitette, what's going on right now in Haiti and all that stuff. Do you know how much a true La Vitette costs? It's almost $1,700, okay, without the stuff. That's just the Hougan and the mobile's fee. Now, in that fee, there's certain things that you have to get. But there's stuff that the person that's getting initiated, getting the La Vitette, has to bring. But that's personal. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to put that out there. Okay? But the other mumbles or Hougans, they know what I'm talking about. Okay? Nobody does that kind of stuff anymore. The 3 days of sacrament, and then this, and then that, and then that, and then it's over. Let me tell you something. La Vitette, okay? It's a big deal. Especially when you can't get to Haiti. It's a big deal. And it all depends on the person whose head that you washed. Okay, it all depends because they need education. When you under seclusion, you need a. Oh my God, there's so much studying you have in education because you are not gonna leave my house and say I didn't do my job. Okay, because I work my ass off in that damn thing. I give more. As a matter of fact, I even tell my initiates, okay, things that they have no business knowing that I tell them. You know why? Because I remember when I got played. I remember when people was doing that to me. You think I'm going to turn around and do that to somebody else? Not happening. You're not going to use my name in a bad situation. Never. Now, and then here's another thing. Once you allow that from me, okay, you don't owe me anything. Okay? You could move on if you want to. Go to somebody else's house or whatever and such that. Either way, it's not going to bother me. But if you stay with the Hougan or the Mambo, they are preparing you, okay, for you to move up, sometimes to Soupouin. That's another level. But don't sit here just because the person is not going to Haiti and it's not Soupouin and this all they're getting is a La Vitette. Let me tell you something. A La Vitette done perfectly, done right, is the best thing anybody could have done. Okay? That between you, that sacrament, that is the most intimate thing that can happen for you. And that's why I try to tell people about the choices. Because once you get in it for life. So it's very important. Very important. Now, when you come out, like I said, some people do go to put altars up in people's houses. Some do. But that's another fee. That's another fee. You have to think about, this is the Hougans or the Mumbles trade. This person is working. Now, if you pay them and they sitting down on their ass drinking brandy or Hennessy, you ain't getting shit, because you didn't do nothing for me. Do what you came here to do, and then keep it moving. Now, if you like the teacher, you want to stay with the teacher, you want to stay, then you'll learn more and more and more. But truthfully, that student doesn't owe you anything, and you don't owe that student anything after you're done with their La Vite. But let me tell you something. I would treat my La Vite as a soupçon. Especially that people can't, it's a bad time for people to go back and forth to Haiti. I don't have no contact with nobody in Haiti, so I can't train or do anything for anybody for them to go to Haiti to get their asson, which is the sacred rattle. I believe in a lot of education knowledge, okay? To sit here to say that this is who you are. But I'm tired of this, of money continuing to be the bottom line. Why? And in that case, I'm going to leave you guys with that. Get your mind, to clear it up, to understand. I hope that you took what I said and you understand it and stuff like that. Once again, please contact me if you have any questions, anything it is that you need. It's at lacaille39@yahoo.com. Okay? I can get you any product that you need, wholesale or anything. Okay? Things are gonna be alright. Okay? So just reach out to me. I'll answer any questions that you may have had but didn't know. But come forward, okay? Come forward. You may say, you know what? I was damaged too, or I got played too, so I'm willing to take a step. Anybody who doesn't want to teach you or show you or keep reminding you, they don't give a fuck about you. I'm telling you that right now. They don't give a damn what you know, what you don't. But if you care about people, period, and they're sticking around you, they're valuable to you, you teach them everything that they know. The only thing is, you don't tell them what has to happen with being a Hougan and this and that. But if I have God kids or whatever, they don't know how to do the turns, or they don't know how to do something that they're supposed to know in a party or something, you will wish you didn't come to my house, I swear. But that's me. Every Hougan's not going to be the same. And sometimes, let me tell you, I always say, they got honey dripping down their mouth. They know what to say, how to say it, way to walk, everything. And girls they love that. But what happens when you're not the only one that loves that? Be aware, if you go to a Hougan and they come on you for sex or whatever, please leave. Don't stay. That's nothing to do with spirituality. Okay? And then if that's the case, that's what you need, don't dial this number, because that's not what you're going to find here. Okay? If your godparents are mean to you, disrespect you, okay? Everybody needs to back off for a little while. But that does not mean that when it comes to spiritual stuff, or put all that back, it's about the spirit now. Okay? When we get to dancing and everything, that's it. But when you are in a ceremony and there's special spiritual stuff going on, you in the bubble. You see, they just went out. Oops. You're in the bubble, okay, of the spirit. It's not about the other person that you're having conflict with. It's about none of that. Okay? So my whole point behind the whole thing is that there's gonna be problems together. People are gonna argue, people are not, people are gonna wanna talk to you, people are not gonna wanna talk to you. But let me tell you something. All that aside, please don't stop learning. Please read. That's the best gift that you can get from anybody, any lavetet, any musikanzo, anything. Please help yourself as well. Okay? That's the best thing. And let me tell you something. If you guys know and saw all of my videos, you'll know what I'm talking about. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and go with this. Go with God, go with grace, go with good blessings and stuff. And I'll see you guys back for next YouTube. Bye bye.